Welcome to this all-in-one course on Word, Excel, PowerPoints, and Canva, four of the most powerful tools for creating, editing, and presenting professionals' content. In the Word module, you will start by getting familiar with the interface ribbon, toolbars, and the status bar. Then we'll move step by steps into creating and saving documents, typing basics, and text editing tools like copy, cut, paste, and find and replace. And you will also explore formatting text and paragraphs, working with tables, images, and smart art, and even advanced features like track changes, comments, mail merge, and creating polished report. Next, in Excel, we'll cover everything from entering data to mastering formulas and functions, and you will learn formattings, sortings, filtering, conditional formatting, charts, VLOOKUPs, pivot tables, and dashboard, giving you the ability to analyze data and present insights with confidence. Then comes PowerPoint, where you will discover how to create professional presentations, and we will cover slides layouts, text and object formatting, adding images, smart art, charts, multimedia, transitions, animations, and master slide. By the end, you will be able to design and deliver presentations that truly engage your audience. Finally, in the Canva module, you will see how to track or take creativity to the next level, from designing posters, flyers, and social media graphics to importing Word and Excel content to editing videos, audios, and animations. Canva will help you create modern, visually stunning design with ease. By the end of this course, you will not only know how to use these tools individually, but also how to integrate them together to produce documents, reports, presentations, and graphics that stand out. So let's get started on this journey to becoming more productive, creatives, and professionals with Word, Excel, PowerPoints, and Canva. Welcome to Lessons 1 of our Microsoft Word course. In these lessons, we will explore the interface. By the end, you will be confident navigations or navigating the workspace, ribbons, toolbars, and status bar, the essential starting points for creating any documents. Okay, so when you first open the Microsoft Word, the first thing you will see in the main workspace. So at the top, the title bars, like which shows the name of your documents. Like here I have, or it has shown us like the document or documents 1, and below that you will notice the ribbon. Okay, so which likes a toolbox that organize words features, and here, and ribbon is divided into like tabs such as like home tabs, insert tabs, and also like something draw, design, layouts, reference, and also the more. And each tabs contains groups of related command. Okay, so for example, under the home tabs you'll find the font groups to change the text, and also the font point, and also the bold, italics, underlines, and also you can find the font colors over there. And also you will also see the paragraphs group. Okay, so, and which helps you alignment and also the bullet points in there with these paragraphs groups. And think of the ribbon as the control panels for everything you want to do in Word. Okay, and above the ribbon, so you'll notice a quick access toolbar. Okay, so this gives you like one click shortcuts to common actions like save, and also the undo, redo, and you are also, you can even customize it to include tools you use most often. For examples, frequently, or if you frequently print documents, you can add the print buttons here by clicking over the, or like the arrow over here, and here you have the options to or add it like print and preview, something like this way. Now it comes with prints and preview. Or if you don't want to use something like the automatically or something that draw tables, you can just click over and it's now takes out. Okay, so that's it with the toolbar. Okay, now let's look down the at the very bottoms of the screens. Okay, so this is the status bar, and here this is the status bar. Like it provides useful information about your document, such as the page number and also the total words counts and current languages. So for example, let's say if I'm gonna say that the quickly brown fox, something like this one jumps, or let's say the jumps over the let's say the lazy duck. Okay, so that's it. And when I print typings, now you can see it has the 9 words. Its information gives here the number of the words is or in the documents, and here you can click to tab open the words counts dialogs box. Like here page number is 1 words, and characters space or no space or characters with space like 45. So paragraph is 1, line is 1. Okay, so that is the status bar. And you will also find like the view options here, like the switching between like something like print layout and the web layouts over here. So this is the read or the read mode, and this is the, or you can find, so here the print layout, and this is the web layout. And the zoom control, or to adjust how large to or like large or small your documents appears on the screens. Okay, so if I gonna now let's move in this slider to the right, you can now see it comes or zoom in, or when I take this one to the right sides, or now it comes with the smaller or zoom out. Okay, so that's it with the status bar. And now let's make it in the 100% by using, now that's it's the 100%. So let's recap with a quick examples. Like imagine like you are, or like here or you are writing a school report, or you are working with something like the text. And if I gonna make it something like here, let's say this is or I can just say the sample text like that, this one, let's say. So if I gonna make it the sample text over here, and I want to make it as the, this is the titles. So and you will use the home tabs to format the text, like by going to and change here the different font styles. Like let's say, or before let's select it over here, let's change it with the different styles over here. And if I gonna make it with the bold, now it comes with the bold. Okay, so now let's make it little bit increase the font points, and let's make it into the 14 font size over there. And to insert the image, simply go to the insert tabs and also select from the different sources. So let's say if I gonna now go to or select something like that, that's one, and now let's insert it. Now it's inserting the images. So now that here we have inserted it over here, and also now we want to insert, or we can do go to the customize or quick access toolbars, and let's use the, or let's edit the opens. Now it's opens in there. Okay, and to save the progress and the status bar to check your word and counts in there. Okay, so mastering these basics will working in Word and also in Word much so smoother. In our next lessons we will dive into creating and saving your very first document. Welcome to lessons 2 of our Microsoft Word course. In these lessons, we will cover 3 essential skills like how to create a new document, and how to open an existing one, and how to properly save your work. So these steps are foundations of using words effectively. So let's get started. First one is let's creating a new document. So to create a document in Word, so we need to do, so let's move into the Word documents over here, and the first are or we have the two main options. The first is to use a blank document. So when you open the Word, you will usually see the options labeled by blank document, or also clicking this open to fresh page. Like if I gonna go to, and now it has the fresh page over here, and also and now that here we have the new page or fresh documents where we can start typings right away. And the second option is use a template. So like go to over here, if I gonna click on the new, and the templates are pre-designed files that gives you a head start, such as like the resumes and also like letters or reports. So you can also find here the, or by clicking over the different category: business, cards, flyers, letters, educations, resumes, and cover letter and holiday, and also the more. And you can search for online templates if you want to use. So for example, if you are writing a professional's resumes, you can select a resumes by like go to the resumes and cover letter, and also from there, let's say, and if I gonna go to and select the bold and model or modern resumes over here, just select it, and also now you can or use it or just create it over here. Like you can select a resumes template instead of starting from the scratch. So that's it. So now here you can easily work over there. And next, let's talk about opening and exiting documents. So if you have already created a saved file before, you don't need to start over. Simply go to the top menu and click on the file tabs, and then choose the open. Okay, so here from here you can browse your computer or OneDrive or the recent document. So for example, imagine you are working on a quarterly marketing reports, and also instead of creating a new file, you would go to like file, open, and then select the your documents. Like let's say quarterly marketing reports, I have like there's one, and that's it, and continue from where you left off. Okay, so now you can click over and you can go ahead and or work with this document. So after or you have to open it, you can now the or is now time to save it. So saving your work is one of the most important steps in Word. To save for the first times, and if I gonna now close it for now, and now if I want to save it this one as the first times, now go to the file tabs and also select the save as. Okay, then choose the locations like such as your these or your desktops or also documents folder or the OneDrive, and give your files or names meaningful names. Okay, So let's say if I select into the documents in over here, now let's give here the names. So let's say if I gonna go to the resumes, something like let's say the resumes of mine, like that, that's one, instead of just document one. And also, and after, or you write it and make sure the save as type is the word documents, and then just save it. Okay, so now that it saved is our like resumes of mines in there. So after you have saved once, you can simply click on the save, like or press the control plus s on window, or command plus s on the Mac to quickly save updates. Okay, so for example, if you're just making or writings are like this one, or we are making the regems and saving, it's also par or something like with the save as, and gives here the documents and gives here the names like versions 2, make it easy to find the later on. Okay, so and that's it. And to recap, in these lessons we learn how to create new documents, often exiting one, and save files properly. These are the building blocks for working in Word, and mastering them ensures you never lose progress, and you can always return to your work easily. In the next lessons, we will explore formatting basics to make your documents look more professional. Welcome to Lessons 3 of our Microsoft Word course. In these lessons, we will cover the very first steps of working in Word, typing basics, and you will learn how to enter text and how to use two powerful tools that make editing much easier, like undo and redo. Okay, so let's start by opening up the for our documents, and let's start with typings. Like you need to open up the Word documents and simply click on the blank page and begin typings on your keyboard. So for example, types like let's say the Microsoft, or let's say the Microsoft, or like the this one. And also now, you or each letters you press will appears on the screens, and press the space bar to separate the word. Okay, so like there's one, or let's say the Microsoft Word, let's say the makes typings and also easy, and let's say the efficient. So for example, like there's one, and press the enter key to move to new line or start a new paragraphs. Okay, so and that's it. So notice how Word automatically moves text to the next line when you is or reach the edge of the page. Okay, so this is called the word wrap, and you don't need to press enter unless you want to start a new paragraphs. So like here, if I gonna do have the another, or like if I gonna now for copy it, and if I now use it, so now it's automatically move into the next pages or the next line. Okay, so now let's look at undo. So mistakes happens when typings, and undo is your safety net. So undo allows you to reverse your last actions, and you can find the undo buttons at the top left corner in there, and also of the toolbar. It looks like a curved arrow pointing the left. Okay, so for example, if you accidentally type something like let's say the micro, or let's say the Microsoft, and instead of the like we can use the Microsoft like here, and now if I gonna, or instead of the this one, press the undo to button to or reuse over here. So like this one, shortcuts you can use a control plus G, and the last actions will appears, giving you a chance to correct it. Okay, so like That's one. Okay, and sometimes you might undo too much. Okay, that's when a redo comes in handy. So redo repeats the last undone actions, and you will find the redo button next to the undo over here, so as the curved arrow pointing the right. Okay, so for example, if you undo the sentence you type but then realize you actually wanted it back, so click on the radio or use the shortcuts like these ones, or like if I gonna now radio it's over here, and if I want to or like the use these ones for the radio, so just click over and now it comes like this way, or use the control plus y short or for the shortcuts, control plus or y, the text will appear or reappears exactly as before. Okay, so next or undo it these ones again, and that's it, or we can easily or use the radio. To summarize, typing in words is as simple as clickings and writings, and what refs handles lines break for you. Undo helps you correct mistakes, and radio restores undo or undone actions. So practice typings a few sentences and experimenting with undo and reader to get comfortable. So in the next lessons, we will explore formatting text to make your documents look professional. So see you there. Welcome to lessons 4 of our Microsoft Word course. In these lessons, we will cover 3 essential editing tools you will use every day, like copy, cut, and paste. These simple commands will help you move and duplicate text efficiently. Okay, so let's begin with opening up the Word documents. Let's begin with the copy. Okay, so we want to start with the copy. When you copy text, you create a duplicates while keeping the originals in place. So for example, so let's if I select a sentence like say the word, let's say the words makes editings, like let's say editings easy, and that's it. And now what we can do, I can just select it and press the Ctrl plus C on my keyboard, and then that text is now stored in the clipboard. Okay, I can then place my cursors in the another part of the documents, and like here, if I or paste over here and also move my cursors over here, now press the Ctrl plus B to paste a copy there, and you will notice the original sentence remain the untouched. Okay, so that is the copy. Now let's look at the cut. So cuttings removes the selected text and places it in the clipboard so you can move it elsewhere. So for example, so if I select the word like the editings, like from here, the editings, and press the Ctrl plus X, the word disappear from the original locations. When I press now into the another places, like press the Ctrl plus V in a new spot, the word reappears there. Okay, so think of cuttings as move text while copying is duplicate text. Okay, so that's it. Finally, let's talk about paste. So whether you copied or cut something, you will use paste it to insert it. You can paste using like Ctrl plus V, or by clicking on the right or clicking on the right clicks over here, and also there's and what gives you options like paste options. such as like keeping or like here keep source format or keep source formatting or merge formatting and pictures something, and you can use also the keep text only. Okay, or as this one. So let's say if I gonna now paste it like the keep text only, now that it comes with the like that's one we have just copied. Or if I gonna now copy the whole page or like that, that's one control C, I want to paste over here, or I can just use the control plus B and that's it. Or right click, use the keep text only. Okay, so and that's it. And to recap, and we have like use the copy and also the duplicate text, cut for move text, and paste place where your copied or cut text or wherever you need it. So these commands are the foundations of editing in words, and also will save you lots of times as you work. In the next lessons, we will continue building on these basics. Welcome to Lessons 5 of our Microsoft Word course. In these lessons, we will focus on two very important skills like selecting text and using the find and replace feature. Mastering this will save you a lot of time and effort when editing documents. Okay, so let's opening up the our Microsoft Word documents, and here we have the simple text in there, and I want to go with this text. First, let's talk about selecting the text, and this is like selecting text is the foundations for like editings, because before you can copy, cut, format or delete text, you need to select it. Okay, so to select a text in Word, simply click and drag your mouse cursors over the words you want. For examples, if I want to highlight the phrase like annual sales report, just selecting and use my cursors, and I will click before the word the annuals and hold down the mouse buttons and drag until the words like the or the report. Okay, so and but what also has shortcuts to make this faster, so you can do so double click on the words to select it or select it the quickly over here like that these ones like over here, and so triple clicks inside a paragraphs, and also what will select the entire or like here the entires in there or the entire paragraphs. Or you can also hold the shift key to use the arrow to extend your selection step by steps, like or hold the shift key, use the arrow key, now it's selecting like this way with the down key, or use the upper arrow key and now it comes like this way. Okay, so these methods are especially helpful when you are editing long documents. Okay, so like here if I want to select it, just hold the shift key, use the down arrow. Okay, so and that's it. Now let's look at the find and replace features. So imagine you are working on like 20 pages reports, and companies names has changed from like the tech solutions like this one tech solutions to tech innovations or tech innovators. So instead of scrolling through the entire documents and changing it manually one by one like these ones, and also or you can or like scrolling through the entire documents and changing it manually, you can let Word do the work. Okay, so go to the home tabs and in the editing group, so click on the replace over here, and dialog box will appear like this way with the find and replace. So in the find what, type text something like, let's say the tech, let's say the solutions, like these ones over here. And in the replace with box, type something, let's say the tech, and let's say the innovators. Okay, so like here, let's go with the innovators. Then click on the replace all, and Word will instantly update every occurrence throughout the documents. Okay, so these features are not only like saves times but also ensure accuracy, so you don't miss any instance of the old text. Okay, so now that here we don't have these ones, like we have used like take innovators over here, or if I want to again rebase again, so like I can just go to the replace and over here. So now what we can do, so like here I want to or find out the text innovators, like I want to paste over here. So now let's use the, or I want to use something like, let's say we gonna want to use like over here the text solutions in there. So like this one I want to use the text solutions, and I want to use like the find what, I want to find the innovators. Okay, so like there's one. Okay, so like use it and replace all. So now or it doesn't found this one the innovators in there. So what we can do, let's use the innovators and replace all. Now all done, we have made 6 replacement and just hit on the OK. So that's it. Now you can see it has changed in there. So to recap, selecting the helps text helps you control and edit specific parts of your documents, while find and replace automates repetitive changes. Together, these tools make editing in Word much faster and more efficient. Okay, so in the next lessons, we will explore how to format your text to make documents more professional and visually appealing. Welcome to lesson 7 of our Microsoft Word course. In these lessons, we'll explore font formatting, the tools that allows you to control how your text looks, and you will learn how to adjust like style, size, color, and how to also work with the effect to make your documents more professional and visually appealing. So let's start with opening up the documents. Okay, so and let's start with the font styles. Like font styles refers to the typeface you choose, like the Calibri, and also something like the Time New Romans or Arials. So for example, if you're creating a business report, so Calibri is a clean and modern choice. So like here, let's say here the marketing report, let's say, and if I gonna go to our the marketing reports over here, so now we can just use the Calibri for like there's one, and that's it with the Calibri. Okay, and for like if you're making a academics paper, so Times New Romans is often the standard. So let's say if I gonna go to something like if I gonna say the academic paper, let's go with the academic paper like there's one, and now let's make it and use the Times New Romans. So and that's it, the difference. Okay, and next is the font size. Size determines how large or small your text appear. For body text, size between like 1 to or 11 to 12 points are common. For headings, like you might increase like 14 to like the 16 points. So like here, if I gonna make it, so this is the this is top one, or this is the headings or the titles. And for examples, like titles at size 20 will immediately grab attentions. Like if I gonna make it and make it like that, that's one, and now you can see is grab the attentions. And here if I gonna make it the 12, so this is the like simple one, and this is the body text. Okay, so now let's talk about the font colors. What allows you to apply any colors to your text, like black colors, and also best for standard documents, but you might use blue for hyperlinks, or red to highlight something important. Okay, so for example, or let's make it, or like we can make it something the hyperlinks by using selecting the text, and let's use the blue colors, and that's it with the blue color, or here we have the blue colors over here. So let's say we have the there's colors. Okay, and for instance, in a presentation handouts, you could use the dark blue handy or heading to give it a professional touch. Or if I'm gonna make it with the another one, like let's say the another one, so this is the dark blue. Okay, so and that's it. Finally, we have the font effects. So this includes like the bold, italics or underline, and also the shadow and more. Use them sparingly to emphasize key points. For examples, making a word like the bold by selecting draws the reader's eyes, and while italics like can be used for quotes or foreign words. So like here, and that's it in there. Okay, so here's a quick examples to together all of the formatting options. So let's type a sentence. So let's say the, or if I'm gonna make it like the simple one, or let's say the marketing, or let's go with the default colors for now. And what we can do, so let's say the micro, or let's say, and if I'm gonna go to the Microsoft Words, so let's say the words makes formatting easy. Okay, like here the formatting easy and there. Okay, so now change the font styles like that, that's one, into the Arials. So selecting and change it the Arials, and now set the size to the 14s over here, and apply a dark blue colors to by selecting the font colors, and let's say we can go with the dark blue. So if we're gonna go to with the dark blue over here, and also the finally makes a word easy like the this ones as the bold. Okay, so now you have just transformed plain text into something polished and professional. So in summary, remember, choose the right styles for your audience and set a readable size, and use the color wisely, and apply effects only when needed. So in the next lessons, we'll build on this by learning about paragraphs formatting to structure your documents even better. Welcome to lesson 7 of our Microsoft Word course. In these lessons, we learn how to format paragraphs using alignments, spacings, and indentions. So these tools helps or make your documents more professional and easier to read. Okay, so let's start by opening up the documents, and here I have the simple one, or let's make it or clear the all formattings over here. So and that's it we have over here. Before that, so let's make it with the line spacings or remove all the from here. So we have the simple paragraphs, like this is the headings, monthly sales reports, and this is subheadings in there. Okay, so and there, and this is the body paragraphs I just indicates with my names. Okay, and let's start with the alignments. Okay, so before that, so let's make it the or here the let's make it something with the bold to highlight it. So this is the heading, and this is the paragraphs over here, and this is the second paragraph. So I want to go with, and then let's start with the alignments. Words provides four main alignment options. So in the paragraph groups under the home tabs, you will find the left alignment, and this is the default settings, and text start from the left margins, and also like most letters are easy. Okay, and another one is the center alignment. So this alignments commonly used for lead titles or the headings, and the another one is the right alignment. So this is useful for placing dates or signature, and the another one is the justify. Adjust text so both left and also the right edge are aligned, giving a clean block styles look, and also often use the newspaper or the books. So let's say we are creating a report, and we can keep the body text and also or like left aligned, center aligned, and the headings. Okay, so let's use the monthly sales report is the headings to the, or we can make it to this one into the center aligned in there. So this is the heading, or I want to text out from here, and also the subheadings we can do. So let's make it into the right alignment. Okay, so this is our the subheadings in there. Okay, so the next thing is, or next let's take, or before that, so let's select all the text and use the or justify alignments in there, or here we have like the these ones. Okay, so and that's it, or I can delete it for now, like the these paragraphs over here. Okay, so and this is, or this is the sections reference in there. Okay, so the next one is, or we gonna want to use the line and paragraph spacings, and talks about the this one. So the first one is the line spacing. So you can find under in there line spacings in there. So line spacings control the amounts of space between lines within a paragraph. Common options include like 1.15 and double spacing. Okay, and paragraph spacings, like you can find in the there the paragraph spacings in there. Okay, so here the paragraph spacings add extra space before and after, like the paragraphs, and making text blocks easier to separate, and also the read. So in academics paper, you may need double spacings for readability, while a business letter, single spacings with extra space between paragraphs looks more professional. So like here, if I'm gonna go to, or let's make it with like the double spacings over here. So here we have this, there is no paragraph spacing, so we can make it like add a space before the paragraph. So and that's it over here. So here if I'm gonna make it with the spacings over here, or let's before make it the simple one, or let's use it here the paragraph spacings by using over here and add before paragraph. Okay, and finally let's move into the indentions. So this controls how far text is offset from the margin. So the first one is the like you can find the indentions over here, like there the first one is the in the first line indent, move only the first line of a paragraph inward. This is common in ACs. Okay, so like here if I'm gonna increase like there's ones in there, and the hanging, or before that we can make it like this is, or if I'm gonna make it the first indentions in there, and the hanging indents all lines except the first, and this is often used in bibliography or the references. So let's say and use here the hinging or indentions, like if I gonna go to and this is the hinging indentions in there. Okay, so and that's it. And the left or right indent, so here you can see, so this is the left or right indent moves the whole paragraph toward from the others the sides in there. So if I gonna select it or here, so this is the first indent and this is the left indents in there. Okay, so and that's it, and this is the first indents in there, and from the or we can use the right or right indents in there. Okay, so and that's it. In research paper you might use hangings indents for citations and the bibliographic sections in there. So to recap, alignments organize how text sides on the page, space controls the space between the lines and paragraphs, and indentation adjusts the paragraphs positions. So mastering these tools will make your documents polished and reader friendly. So in the next lessons, we'll explore more advanced formatting features to make your or take your word skills even further. Welcome to Lessons 8 of our Microsoft Word course. In these lessons, we will explore one of the most useful formatting tools in Word, bullets and numbering. Whether you are creating a checklist, a to-do list, or organizing key points in a documents, bullets and numbering makes your content more structured and easy to follow. Okay, so let's questions with like what are bullets and numbering. So like bullets and or bullets are symbol like dots or icons used to list items without showing orders. Numbering, on the other hand, is used when order matters, such as in step by steps instructions. And if I'm gonna go to the over here, or for example, if I writing a grocery list, I would use bullet. But if I'm writing recipes with steps, numbering makes more sense. Okay, so let's add the bullets points over here. And to add bullets in Word, first select the text you want to format. Okay, so let's say we are making a list of project tasks. So let's say this is the research, let's say the research topic, like that's one. And the next one is just create let's say the outline over here. And another one is, let's say, the right draft. Okay, so like here. And the another one is, so let's say the review. And if I'm gonna go to and say the and the edit, so like the these ones, or let's say review, or we can just or correct it over here, and that's it in there. Okay, so now and we want to add the bullets points over here. First we need to select and then go to the home tabs in the ribbon and click on the bullets buttons, okay, in the paragraphs groups. And by default also Word uses a solid blocks dot, but you can customize it. So click on the drop downs arrows to choose different bullet points, like we can use something like the check marks, and also you can use the arrows, and also the even customs or custom symbol. Okay, so now let's move or select like that's one, the dot one. So notice how the bullets make each item stands out clearly. Okay, or I can make it the another one, so let's use the arrow one. Okay, and now let's move into the numbering. So numbering works the same way. So the first one is, so let's say if I gonna go to and write here something like let's say the, or if I'm gonna create like same thing like the open the Microsoft Word. So let's say the Microsoft or say the Word something, and then next step is, so let's say the click um, on file, and the next one is select something, let's say the select new, and over here then say the choose like say a template or the blank document. Okay, so let's go it and say the document over here, and that's it. So now we want to add the numbers. So the thing is we need to select the text, then go to the numbering option or numbering buttons, and Excel will like automatically or a number is lines in there. So you can choose from different numbering formats like 1 2 3 4, or like the 1.3 or 2 dot or something like this one. So like that, there's one, or you can use the there's one over here, or even you can use the Romans or numberings in there. Okay, or you can use like something like A B C something like this way. Okay, so here the numbers help show the order of actions like the open Microsoft Word, number B click on file, select new, and number D choose the or choose a template or blank document. Okay, so and that's it with the numbering and also the bullet points. So you can customize your list and by using or right click on the any bullets or numberings, and also from there you can choose the adjust line indent in there over here, and or define the new bullet point, so whatever you want. So like here if I'm gonna select it and right click, and if I'm gonna say the adjust line indent, you can easily use it over here like spacing or follow the numbers with space or something you want, or you can adjust list indent. Okay, so and to summarize, bullets are best for like unordered lists. Numbering is best for orders steps. Okay, and also it helps you structure within your content. Mastering these tools will make your documents look professional and organized. In the next lessons, we will move on to exploring the multi-levels, or like you will or we will discuss about the multi-level list or multi-level list in the next lessons. Okay, so see you there. Welcome back. In these lessons, we'll explore multi-level list in Microsoft Word, a powerful way to organize your documents with structure, heading, subpoints, and number or bullet lists. Okay, so multi-level list allows you to create lists with multiple levels of like the hierarchy. So think of it's like an outline, like main points, sub points, and even sub points. For examples, you could have a list like this way, like fruits number one and number two are with the A, and also there's also list, and also the number B there also the list. Okay, so notice how each level has its own number or bullet styles. This makes your documents easier to read and more professionals. Okay, so to create a multi-level list in Word, first what we need to do, we need to like or select the text you want to format or place your cursors where the list will start. Okay, so and then go to the home tabs, and also and in the paragraphs group click on the multi-levels list and buttons. Okay, so and what provides several styles like here number outlines in there, and also the like bullets or mix for or mix of both. Okay, so for example you can select the they are the difference one. So the type your first main points. Then if I gonna say, or let's say the, or for instance, so let's say the fruits over here. And now, or we can also use from here the multi labels from there, like there's one in theirs. And let's say I'm gonna want to use like, or let's say, or I want to delete it first, like there's one, and there's it over here and here. Now let's go to the multi levels, okay? Or if I gonna go to with, let's say, with the, or let's say the another styles, or if I gonna say with the like that's way, okay? And to create the sub points we need to do tab, use the tabs. And tabs, or what will automatically moves the items to the next level, okay? So if I gonna now type here, let's say we can type here something like the, or like if I gonna say the citrus over here, and that's it. Or for the, again the sub points, we can use the cont or shift plus tab, okay? Or if I gonna move to the another one over here, and let's say we can create something with the number, or like there's one. Or let's say now we can say the orange. And if I gonna say the orange, let's go with over here. And number two, let's say the lemon, okay? And now we can use like the, or shift plus tab to move back to higher levels again. So let's use the shift plus tabs over here. Or again we can do, so let's use the shift plus, or before that, so let's use the shift plus tabs or over here. And that's it over here. And now we can use the these ones, or like let's say, we gonna say again, let's go back and use like shift plus tab or over here. And let's say something like the berries over here. Or if I gonna go to like let's say over here, or if I gonna go to, or let's go with over here again, let's say with the this one, or let's say the berries over here. And that's it. And now we can do, let's move with the multi levels over here. And let's say this is the strawberry over here, or let's say the strawberry. And let's say the blueberry, okay? And that's it in there, okay? And here we can make it something like the AB or something, let's say with the styles over here. Or I can have like these styles in there, let's say with the tabs. And let's use the, or what can I do, so let's go with and use something like that's one, okay? So and that's it in there. So and here, or if I gonna go to, or here we have these styles over here. So you can adjust list labels manually, just right click any list item and choose the change the, or you can change the difference one, or you can continue the numbering something like this way. Or if I gonna use like there's one, and that's it. So this is useful if you copy and paste text need to recognize the hierarchy without typing, okay? So additionally, words allows you to customize numbering formats by clicking over here. And also you can go to and fire, or you can go to or define new multi-levels list in there in the multi-levels items. So here you can change the number styles for each levels, and also add prefixes or link labels to heading for automating document structure, okay? And that's it. Or if I gonna say like that's way, and that's it. Or now I can just say, and if I gonna go to over here, and that's it with these styles, okay? So and that's it for multi-levels list. Practice creating your own list and experiment with different labels and numbering styles. In the next lessons, we'll explore styles and themes in Word to make your documents even more professional. Thanks for watching and happy formatting.